So, Paula, introduce yourself to the people who don't know you. When was the last time we saw each other? At Lance's house?
Yeah, I think we were at Lance's house in Beverly Hills for an amazing podcast, and I enjoy working with him very much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
So that was a really fun
let's
time.
do the intro, and then we'll get in on the spot here because we got to go through these brands. You're a design expert, so we got to get into these. You know,
let's do it. So So how am I supposed to? Just whatever I feel. Like,
whatever you feel.
Whatever it makes me feel.
Whatever this brand makes you feel like. I think we're going to go with the Peloton first here.
Okay.
So we've got Peloton Cascara.
Excellent.
It's a Cascara tea. What do you think?
Well, I know that Cascara tea is actually something that's moving and shaking right now, and we talked about it on the panel upstairs. I have never tasted it until today. I was pleasantly surprised with the taste. I was also confused by the name Peloton. When I Googled it, all bikes came up.
Biking comes up, right? So it's going to be a hard name to own.
Right, it's going to be a hard name to own. I also didn't get much of a flavor. I didn't know what to expect with this. I didn't know if it was going to taste like a coffee. Yeah. I didn't know if it was going to be good for me or not. The calories are on there, but they're a little hidden.
What should they do?
I think they need to get the benefits out a little bit.
I think that's something along those lines really needs to happen for Peloton to succeed. Although we do think that once you get into the product, I mean, it's a pretty good experience.
It is good. Whoa.
Here's what we have next.
Whoa.
Snowing in space.
Is it snowing in space?
I think it's snowing in space. I've heard it's snowing in space. But what's going on with this package? First of all, when you look at this, what do you think it is?
I don't know. A beer,
maybe
really
a soda?
Soda.
It's actually a Nitro Coffee.
That's crazy. So, you know what's interesting? There was a quote yesterday about you don't need to be better, just different. But this might be a little too different. I don't know. It really grabs my eye. Mm-hmm. But there's something to be said about category cues a little bit, that if you violate them all over the board and you don't even see coffee.
Well, what are the cues of this category?
The cues of coffee are a little bit more barbershop, a little richer. There's a certain typography style. There's a certain heart to like craft, and certainly in the way that you put things together. I mean, it's kind of interesting that it's crazy, but if you're going to be that crazy, I think you need to shout coffee on it somewhere. It just gets lost.
The other interesting thing about this is that it's not flavored. It's just it's very simple in terms of the ingredients. It's just coffee, Nitro Coffee, and this Big Blue here. You're like, well, what is Big Blue? It takes a long time to get through the hierarchy to understand that this is just one bean of coffee. So let's try something that's maybe a little more.
I appreciate the effort, the design effort. So but
I wish him luck. It's a good product.
Yeah.
But let's try something that may be a little more category appropriate. Maybe.
Yes, totally. Right.
Nitro Cold Brew.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this later. It seems like a really interesting line. I don't want to I don't know if I should talk about this now because we're going to talk about it later.
You can talk a little bit about it. I mean,
Nitro is obviously a trend. I get it. It looks upscale. It looks clean. The one thing on this that's hard for me to see is the flavor. This is coconut, right? So I don't see that at all.
The coconut, it's super kind. The thing that we're both New Beverage Showdown judges. My knock on this, if you will, was, and it was like dotting I's and crossing T's, is that it requires a shake to get the cascade. So I think they're going to work on that. I mean, Rise Cold Brew, for instance, you don't really need to shake to get that cascade to happen. So what about this? What about this one, Pedal?
That is interesting. So
what is it? I mean,
I don't know what it is. It's intriguing. When I looked at it, I thought, oh, well, is this like pretty pedals? My immediate thought was I want to put it on my face, and maybe it's going to make me really pretty.
You asked the founder, is this going to make me prettier if I drink it, right?
It's very pretty. And
she told you didn't need that. You didn't need that to be pretty.
But and you know what? This is a question that we struggle with in our design studio all the time, which is if you target something so towards women, are you just alienating a whole group? I mean, this is very, very specific. And I think I had asked some people, would you pick it up? Would you even try it? It's actually a pretty cool beverage. It's very, very floral.
It's a sparkling water, essentially, competitor here. It's I think the idea here is refreshing. And what about the use of erythritol and stevia to get to the 0 calorie? I mean, it's not for me, but what do you? I thought it was a fairly good implementation. I think I told them I didn't not like it.
Right. I didn't taste.
Which usually I don't.
It didn't bother me. The floral was covering up a whole.
Yeah, I think the flowers really cover it up nicely.
I think though, if it's flowers, I want to know why I'm drinking flowers. Like, is it just for the?
You want to know if
taste?
It's functional or if it's just for refreshing.
Right. Is it just for? Oh no.
Gingeroma?
I don't know what to do.
Gingerona? What is
that
it?
like? What was that song in the 80s? My Sharona? Is it?
I think this thing is.
I don't know what
if you're a ginger lover, you're going to pick this up. Otherwise,
right.
I think this needs a lot of work in terms of the packaging.
Definitely.
When I look at it, 30 calories. This is one serving, so you're meant to take this down, I think. But there's a long way to go to kind of figure out what's going on with Gingerona.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be very tart. It doesn't look like it's going to be refreshing. And the way.
What would you do to drive trial on this? What should they do?
I would clean it up. The way that I know ginger is a hard element to work with as far as a visual, but I think they should probably. I mean, there is pineapple in it, so maybe it's refreshing, but it could go a long way to look a little bit more tasty. This product color doesn't look as tasty as it could either, so it looks a little scary. Or it looks like I should mix it with something.
I chose it because one of the most popular questions we get at BevNet is, why do you guys like ginger so bleeping much? We love ginger.
It is good for you, right?
What have we here?
Oh, in true disclosure, Flood designed this.
Yeah, full disclosure. This is one Paula
promoting
brought in.
a little bit. And this is one of our...
So should I take this one?
Yeah, what do you think? So we rebranded this after some research saying
we're
that...
on Shamrock now.
Yes, Shamrock Farms is a very amazing dairy. And we did a bunch of research to find out that if you added dairy to their existing protein drink, that people thought that was a great idea, a lot of credibility, the taste factor of real milk. Before it looked like this, it looked a little bit more like a muscle milk or something like that, a little bit more functional. So this was adding the real factor to a very powerful protein drink.
I'm definitely pulled in by the fact the Shamrock at the top, Shamrock Farms, the brand pops easily. Yes. I like the little cow going on here.
Her name's Roxy.
She has a name, of course. I love that the functionality is right here, 20 grams of protein, 150 calories. I know exactly what I'm going to get out of this bottle when I try it.
It's sold in the dairy. Yeah, you can have it. It's sold in the dairy case also.
Oh,
so
awesome.
That's hence the reason for the Shamrock.
How about, speaking of Cascara, Bevia, which I don't know that it's obvious on this bottle.
Right. No, it's not obvious. I don't mind the packaging on this, but I'm a little
confused.
confused.
I think it's pretty good.
It's pretty cool. I just don't know what to do with it.
I think it looks like a soda to me.
It kind of looks like a soda.
Like one of those Lil Pops, old school sodas.
Right. And my first question was, when do I drink this? It's a tonic, right? But I don't know. A tonic can be many different things.
I feel like a tonic's kind of a punt when you don't know what else to call something.
Right. So, yeah, I would love to know just a little bit more information on there to help me out, to give me... Is it going to make me feel revitalized? Is it going to, is the caffeine what I should be looking for? Is it because it's only, low in sugar and 30 calories? It's there, but it's kind of hard to
You and I are both on a crusade because we've talked to all the Cascara and coffee fruit brands and told them, hey, get your act together, figure out what your messaging is so that the category can grow. Because if you're building a category, you need to kind of be frenemies at the beginning,
Right. We need to come up with a good statement of identity for them. We can work on it.
Cool founder. Nice founder here.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Paula,
Excellent.
How do people get in touch with you? And what have you been up to? We've got 40 seconds left here.
40 seconds. Oh, my goodness. Well, you can go to floodcreativeny.com. You can see what we do. We work with entrepreneurs. We love the entrepreneurial space and very big companies as well, like Pepperidge Farm and obviously Shamrock, which I just toted. We also love the beverage space. We're the designers behind Core, behind Body Armor, behind Fuse back in the day, behind NOS.
Those tiny brands.
Just tiny brands. And I have to say, I tend to say this when I come up here because I absolutely adore what the BevNet family does for all of these entrepreneurs. They come to this place and into this family to really learn about what they're doing, and you are helping not only them but the economy and the beverage space immensely by everything that you guys do. So I'm so proud to be here right now.
Mad love, Paula. Thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. It's one of my favorite days, and it's just honor to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.